I'm also on probation, so, you know, the last thing I'm trying to do is fuck my shit up, you know.
He got mad and he spit in my face and started yelling at him, obviously because he spit in my face. And then he pushed me and then hit me, and so I started hitting back.
You know, I spent years in law enforcement and corrections, but I've never had an instance like this.
You spit.
No,
Okay, can you address that?
I did not spit on him.
Was there anything that happened that could have been misconstrued as you spitting on him?
Because he was already escalated.
The man hit the boy.
The man hit the boy, okay.
The Charlotte Sheriff's Office responded to a local boys' youth home after a newly employee allegedly spit and striked a young boy in the face with a closed fist. Watch how the man tries to deceit the blame on the boys due to their rough upbringing and imagination.
Officer Perrin La Rosa, Sheriff's Office. How you doing?
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. How you doing?
Mr. Jared.
How you doing, sir?
Mr. Jared was the staff that was involved in this.
Okay.
How are you?
Encounter with you, so you can talk to Mr. Jared first, and then let me know if
Okay.
you want to talk to
Do you want us to go over
Yeah,
the
you
office,
go.
or
Yeah,
you want to go in the
you
office?
go in there?
Sure.
All right.
How you guys doing, all right?
Doing good. And yourself?
Good.
All right.
Want us to that?
Do you have a driver's license or
Yes,
something? I could just.
it's in my bag. It's in my bag's over here.
Okay, thanks.
Just want to get the right address. Here you go.
Okay, great. I just want to write this down.
Yes, sir. Oh my God. I haven't caught like this in a while. Yes.
Would you like to make a statement?
I don't want to press charges. I know that they brought it out here, but if it means that he's not pressing charges, I'll give a statement.
Okay, so we just want to get your side of the story on record.
Yeah,
Is
no
that fine?
problem.
Okay.
I was working.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, give me 1 second.
The whole
Yeah.
process.
The whole process, yeah. I'm going to ask you a few questions, sir. Are you under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol? Okay. Do you know the meaning of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Perjury can be committed by telling lies or admitting information while under oath.
Turn it off.
Okay. Okay. Perjury is a crime in the state of Florida. Do you understand what I've explained to you about perjury?
Yes, sir.
Prior to the sworn statement, I'm going to place you under oath. I'm going to ask you, sir, to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. If a person giving the statement... Okay. All right, go ahead and tell me your statement, if you don't mind.
I've been working since yesterday at noon. I was here for a hurricane strike team. I've been assigned to Dorm 1. We've had a number of incidents the last couple of days because the kids are kind of like rowdy from the storm. There was a brawl out there. I had to run a kid to the hospital. Kids have been running out. So this morning, I was conducting a count, walking around, and I had about 7 kids in one room. And I said, guys, just stay in here so this way I could get an accurate count. And as I was doing that, one of the kids started to get loud, and he turned around and he kicked a door. And I was standing right there, and I hit the door. I said, what are you doing? And as he said, you can't talk to kids that way. He came and he approached me, and I put my hands up like this. And he said, you can't put your hands on kids. And I started backing up, and he started swinging on me. And he punched me a couple times. He hit me right here. And it's hurting, and he hit me over here a couple times. And I ran out of the dorm going for help. That's basically what happened.
Do you know the name of the kid?
The student, no, I brought the staff back because I work nights, so I don't see these kids a lot, and he was a new kid. Apparently he's got a history of this, and he's just got suspended this past week for beating someone else up. He seemed very agitated. I was trying to de-escalate it, trying to just get him to calm down, but it wasn't happening. And as he was swinging, I was running out of the door, you know.
Okay. Is there anything...
Hold on. Describe the juvenile. What does he look like?
He's in the middle dorm. He's
Is he black or what?
No, he's white. He's
Okay,
white.
white
He had a
kid. How
t-shirt on.
tall is he?
Probably about 5'8", 5'9".
Okay, what's his build? Skinny, fat,
No, he's not skinny, but he's not fat. He's, you know.
medium?
Yeah.
So white, 5'8",
Yes.
medium build.
Yes. Yeah.
About his hair color, what was eye color?
I think it's brown. I mean, I know who the kid is. I could point him out.
Okay.
He's saying, you know, we know each other.
How old is he?
I think 14 or 15. I'm just not 100% sure. A lot of times I work in the older dorm.
Okay.
And like I said, I work at night, so most of the time the kids are asleep and we're just trying to get them down. And for the most part, I mean, we know they get a little rowdy. I felt that because I've been working with these kids for a long time, and I felt the way that they had 7 in the dorm, something was being planned. I didn't know. I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying it just seemed like it escalated very quickly, and it doesn't usually. I have a great rapport with these kids, so for something to pop off that quickly, it just doesn't, because I care about them. I bring snacks, I bring movies. I'm trying to get them to understand, like, this is it. If you don't get your shit together and go to school, that at 18, you're on the street. So it's really important, and I try to make them understand that. So, I guess I just didn't have a good enough rapport with this kid, and I felt, come on, what are you doing? But, it escalated so quickly, and by the time that I raised my hands and he was swinging, I didn't, I just ran. That was it.
Was there any witnesses?
There were kids in the room. When the incident happened, the kids are all in the room. He comes out because he had kicked the door, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he comes out, and
So are you in that hallway at this point?
yeah, we're in the hallway, and that's when I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Don't put your hands on me," and that's when it started. So I don't know what these kids say that they saw, but we were in the hallway, and they were in the room. So that was it.
What are the kids saying? Because
I don't know.
We're being told that
the kids are there's a couple of kids that are corroborating stories, but one other kid even came up to me and said that one of the kids thought that I did hit the kid, that he was right, and he said he thought he had. I said, well, if he thought, he either saw or he didn't say, and I have a good rapport with that kid too, but it doesn't matter because the way these kids are, they corroborate and they lie on us. It happens all the time.
So you said he was swinging on you.
Yeah.
How many times did he hit you?
He got me good over here, and then twice, I think once over here and once in the back. He got me good a couple times.
So after he hit you, what'd you do?
I ran outside and called for help.
Did you defend yourself?
I just ran out of the door. He was just getting loud and still coming out. I just maintained my distance. That's it.
Do you have any injuries?
Yeah, I have. You could feel my head swollen over here compared to the side.
Do you want an
I don't
ambulance?
need, no, that's why. I just, I guess, I get it why if we had to make a report and do that. I just want to hold my job.
Okay.
I spent years in law enforcement and corrections, but never had an instance like this. So this is the last thing I'm trying to do.
You get it?
I'm also on probation, so, the last thing I'm trying to do is fuck my shit up. So.
Let's. What about the kid? Is he injured at all?
No.
No marks or any injuries on the kid?
No.
Okay.
So.
Any staff members that were present other than just
only
you were the only
staff
staff member?
Yeah, we were operating on like I said, I was here since midnight the night before. I stayed till 8, came back at noon yesterday. Been here the whole time in that one dorm.
So it's 12:19 right now. When did this happen?
Probably about an hour ago.
An hour ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then after you ran outside, what'd you do?
I just called for help, and then they came over.
Who came over?
It was Mr. Corey, Mr. James, and then eventually Mr. Cherry, which is supervisor.
Okay.
And then I came back over here.
You were outside at this point when they made contact with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went back in, and they were talking to us, and that's when the kid had said that I hit him. And I said, I put your hands up. I said, I put my hands up to defend myself, to block. I did not punch you.
Okay.
So,
And everything you have told us is 100%
truth. Yes, sir.
truth to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, this concludes the statement at 12:22.
Okay. I'll hold on.
Pop like this in a one. And it's funny. It's like like you juggle with it with these kids. It's like you kind of base it on how your rapport was with them. And I've always had a great rapport.
I'm just gonna grab this side. I'll take all the quadrants. I'll take this
Okay.
side. Okay. All right.
Sorry,
No worries. Take that. Take this side.
but I'm always trying to make sure I don't put myself
And
in
if
a
you don't mind, just
position.
turning backwards, I'll ski back. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it. Thank you.
We're gonna do one more set. Hands out like this.
Yeah.
Take a picture of the top of the hands and one on the bottom.
Yeah, because I don't have any marks on my hands or nothing.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So as far as I'm not being detained, right?
No. So right now we're just gonna go talk to the other kid.
Okay.
We just have to do a thorough investigation.
Yeah. And then as far as like, do I have to get a card with a report number on it or no?
We'll give you something before we
Okay.
go.
All right. So you want me to hang out and wait?
Yeah, just hang out, please.
Okay. No worries, guys.
In case we have any follow-up questions for you.
Yeah, no worries.
Is your shift still ongoing at this point?
No, they sent me home, but I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait for you. No problem.
Thank you.
And to identify the young
Can
man.
someone...
It's sure. These are the supervisors. He can walk out there. Mr. Cherry, over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you bring them to the dorm to identify the kid?
You wanna go to the dorm room?
Well, can we bring the kid over here
Yeah,
so we can talk in private?
Yeah.
Yes, so we can have a...
Do you want me to? Do you guys want me to go next door, in the counsel's office, so you guys could talk to him?
Over here in the conference room, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care where you go, but we just have to have you guys separate.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. Good shit.
How you doing? Hi, I'm Deputy Perrin, and this is Deputy LaRosa with the Sheriff's Office. And you, home address?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, got it. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay. And I'm going to interview you, and I'm going to record it, okay? So if you're going to want to take a statement for me. Prior to taking this one statement, I'm going to place you under oath. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Okay, do you swear or affirm the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay. All right. Can you please tell me what happened?
So I was in another youth room, and I guess he was doing head count or something. And I went to go to my room, and he had pushed me in and said, "Stay in the room." Well, he cussed at me too, and then he slammed the door in my face. And I went out and I said, "You're not allowed to keep me in another youth room." And then he got mad and he spit in my face and started yelling at him, obviously because he spit in my face. And then he pushed me and then hit me, and so I started hitting back.
So you're saying that he hit you first?
Yes, sir.
And where did he hit you?
Right here.
Hit you on your face? Did anybody else see this?
Everybody else in the dorm.
Everybody else in the dorm witnessed it? Okay. Do you have any other injuries besides that on your face?
Yes, sir.
Do you need medical help?
Yes, sir.
No? Do you mind if I take a picture of it? Okay.
Well, Miss Maddie has a picture of it whenever it first happened.
So it's a little bit redder, what have you. Okay. Is there anything else
So,
you...
hold on. So you're saying that he was putting you in the room and that he spit on you?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by, describe that?
Like
He hocked the loogie and spit in your face, or like what? Or was he talking really loud? And
No, it was like equivalent, he just spit.
like was it like he's talking and spit's coming out when he's talking? Or
He
what? So
actually-
what did he do?
He actually spit in my face.
Okay. What did he say?
He was just saying you have to stay in the room because I'm doing hand count and stuff. He was cussed at me and stuff like that.
Okay. What? Tell me the cuss word. What was he saying?
He said stay in the room and stuff like that.
Okay. And then he slammed the door.
Yeah.
So
And
you're in the room.
Yeah,
And he
whenever
closed
I went
it?
out, he tried slamming the door again, and I pushed it back, and then it didn't hit him, but he said it did, but, and then he had got in my face, and then I told him to get on my face, and he shoved me, and he hit me.
So you got in his face, and then he shoved you, right?
Yes, sir.
And then that's when you punched him.
No, he hit me.
How did he hit you?
He just hit it quickly and hit me. So he was standing like this, and he just hit me like that. And then I started hitting back.
When he did that, where were you? Were you up in his face again?
No, I didn't get back in his face because I don't really get people's face because I know how it feels and stuff. And then I was just so it was basically this far, and
Okay. But so initially you were in his face, right?
Yes.
Like how close? Could you say this close?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then
he had got in my face.
okay, and then he pushed you away. And then after he pushed you away, now we're this far apart?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened?
And then he hit me.
He hit you. But if we're this far apart, I can't really hit you.
Well, yeah, because he stepped forward.
So he just stepped forward and did he punch you, slap you,
No,
push
he
you?
punched me.
He punched you
With that.
with the left hand.
Yes, sir. And then I obviously hit back.
And where did you hit him?
In his face.
Like in the front of his face, in the side, in the top?
In the front.
In the front? How many times did you hit him?
A couple. I don't know how many times.
And then what did he do after you hit him?
He radioed and ran out of the room.
Okay. Okay.
So, how many times did you hit him? How many times did he hit you?
He only hit me once, but it's a trigger for me. Whenever somebody hits me, I obviously fight back. Because I used to do cage fighting. But
You used to do cage fighting? How old are you?
14.
14 and you used to do cage fighting?
Well, not cage fighting, but like MMA.
How long have you done MMA?
It was only for like a couple of years because I was doing it with my brother.
So when this happened, where exactly were you? Were you in the doorway? Were you in the hall? Down the hall?
I was in the hall.
You were in the hall, in front of the room, or kind of away from it?
In front of it.
In front of it. Was the door open or closed?
It was open and he slammed it like shut.
At what point? Before you guys were fighting or afterwards?
Like before. And then, well, he went to go shut it and my hand was right there and he almost shut my hand in and I pushed it.
So let me ask you a question then, right? So if you're telling me he closed the door before you guys got into it, how did all the kids see it? If they're in the room.
Okay, so everybody was in the room. There was like 7 kids in the room.
Right.
And then I went to go in my room and the door was like shut and I opened it and he slammed the door and pushed me back in the room and said that I need to stand in the room.
So the door's here, you're trying to come out, he pushes you to get back in the room and shuts you.
Yeah.
Right?
And then, so I went back out and I said you couldn't stand, and the door was open like this, and my hand was right here, because I keep my hand on the door. And I said, you can't keep me in the room. And he said, yes, you can't, and he pushed the door. And my hand was right here, and it almost got caught, and so I pushed it back. And
then that's when you're saying you got spit on?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone see him spit on you?
Maybe, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention.
You're not sure. But so then how do you know you're saying that for sure there were witnesses, right?
Yeah, there was people around.
But have you spoken to them? Did they say they saw it, or you're just hoping that they saw it?
Well, yeah, kind of like hoping, but like, because they were all in the dorm, so in the fight broke out, obviously they didn't see it.
Do you know the names of the people that may have seen it?
TJ,
TJ?
and then Kyle,
Kyle? Okay.
maybe, I don't know.
Maybe Kyle, but for sure TJ? Or maybe
for sure,
on both?
For sure TJ.
For sure TJ? Okay. Where was TJ, in the room?
He was in the living room, and he was looking down the hallway.
He was living on the hallway. And then Kyle was in the room?
Yes, sir.
Alright, you said you don't want ambulance to check you out? You're fine?
Okay. Do you have any other injuries? Anything else, sir?
No scratches, bruises, nothing? That's it?
Do you have any history with him, like being like fighting or arguing?
Not really. I mean, I know that like last night was crazy, like everybody was getting on his nerves and stuff, he was yelling at youth. Then I woke up this morning and he was yelling at youth because the youth was kind of trying to get in the dorm, and he was trying to find his phone, and he was yelling at him to get out of the dorm and stuff. He was yelling at the youth and stuff. That's what I woke up to.
Okay. And what time did this all happen?
Well, he started yelling at youth at 10, and then I think it was around 11 when we got into it.
So about an hour ago, a little bit over an hour ago. Okay. Okay.
But the youth that he was yelling at is Isaiah.
Isaiah?
Yes, sir.
Have you had any issues as far as getting into fights with anyone else here?
Not really. I mean, here and there I do, but...
It's a yes or no. If you have, that's fine. I mean, every situation is different.
I
So-
have gotten fights, but
When was the last time you got in a fight?
probably a month ago.
A month ago? Was it with another kid or staff?
Another kid.
Another kid. Have you ever been involved in a fight with a staff member? Not really, or
No, I've heard about fights with that.
but you specifically? No. All right, so we're gonna have you sit somewhere. We're gonna go talk to what was the guy's name?
We have TJ.
No, the original individual, the staff member.
Yeah.
Jared.
yeah.
We're gonna talk to Jared again. We're gonna have you hang out. We have some more questions for him, and then we'll get back to you. Okay? Just hang out. All right. So we're just gonna do a follow up on the statement.
Okay.
Just continue. We talked to the juvenile, and we just had a couple more questions for him.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have any history with this kid before today?
No.
None. Okay.
No.
And do you know of any history that he might have with other staff members?
I'm not sure about the staff members. If you talk to Mr. Cherry, who's the overall supervisor, he will say the kid's currently on suspension for physically assaulting another kid, and that there's been multiple problems with the kid, other kids. I think other step, but I'm not 100% sure.
So he's on suspension, the young man?
Currently, yes. This past week there was an incident, beat up a younger kid.
So we're gonna ask you a couple follow-up questions, just to reiterate, you still are under oath, okay?
Sure.
So the juvenile is making some allegations. We'll address each allegation one by one. First allegation, he's saying that during the argument, you spit on him.
No,
Okay, can you address that?
I did not spit on him.
Was there anything that happened that could have been misconstrued as you spitting on him?
Because he was already escalated. No. So I was trying to distance, and also
Could it be that maybe you were just talking in a very loud manner and spit got out of your mouth?
I don't
As
think so,
You know,
I
some
don't
people
think
just talk a certain way.
no,
Okay.
because I'm the type of person that if I do, I apologize and I say, hey, I'm sorry, because I know if I do that, and I'm cognizant. of
Okay,
it.
all right. So I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
And just to preface it, this is not a crime. But he's saying that obviously it was a heated argument and people were cussing at each other. Were you guys cussing at each other?
I did not cuss at him.
Okay.
I said,
And-
what
and
is your
if you-
problem?
and-
I said, what the hell are you doing?
Let me preface
So
it
what
by
the hell
saying
did-
if you did, it's okay. That's
No,
not,
I know, because I know you lose it. No,
I get
I
it.
think that I said, "What the hell are you doing?"
Okay.
You know, and I think that's when he came at me, and I went like this.
Okay.
You know, I got like.
He's also alleging that you were trapping his hand between the door and the door jamb. No.
He kicked the door to me. I was outside of he kicked the door, and that's why I blocked the door. And I said, "What are you doing?" You know, and that's when he got escalated, and I put my hands up as he got close, and that's when he started swinging.
What were you trying to make him do to make this? How did it start? Were you trying to make him do something?
No, I asked this, there was 7 of them in the one room. And rather than have them usually go back to their rooms, I said, listen, I'm trying to get an accurate count. Everybody's moving around. Stay here. You know, and so they stayed there. As I exited the door, he kicked the door. And that's when it started. No, there was nothing that precipitated it or that started it. Nothing. You know, I've been in the dorm since midnight the night before. Movies all night, didn't have one incident with the kids, nothing.
So after the incident with the door, I guess it spills over into the hallway, right?
Yes, that's where the physical.
Right. So he did admit he got in your face, and you admitted that you pushed him away
Yeah.
to get him out of your face.
Yeah.
Right? I get that.
Yes.
Totally get that. He's alleging after that happened that you punched him in the face. And the reason why we're bringing it up, we looked at the kid. I don't know if you got a good look at the kid. He does have a shiner on his face.
Okay.
Can you give any explanation as to
No,
how
I
that
do know these kids fight all day long. They wrestle. They're very rough.
Okay.
You know, I do know that. But
Did
I
he-
did
did
not.
he have-
I did not punch the kid. No, I did not see it. I hadn't really seen the kid all day.
Uh-huh.
The kids pretty much were in their rooms sleeping, and I was in the living room the whole time. You know, just kind of watching movies with them.
Okay.
When I went around, and it almost felt suspicious because there were 7 of them in one room. And the way he got really loud, it was almost like he was looking for something. I don't know, you know, but I know I've seen it happen all the time out here. I just always believe I have such a good rapport with the kids that it's never going to have an incident like that.
Okay.
But it popped off so quickly, and
Right.
you know, that's why.
Sure. So we're just trying to figure out like a logical explanation because so now we have to account for an injury on the child, right? That makes sense. So we're trying to figure out if maybe when the pushing of the door, did that hit him in the face?
No, he pushed the door at me.
Right. Okay. So that's
No,
not
that's
an
not-
option.
no.
So the door didn't hit him
Nope.
in the face.
And I didn't make any contact, any punching or contact with him. No.
Okay.
Because he's alleging that you were trying to push him into the room using the door to push him, and he was trying to stop the door with his hands.
No, he came at me, and I was like this from him
Okay.
getting into. That's why. No, and as it started, and the contact, I was walking toward the outside, like as he was coming toward me, and when he started swinging, I said I walked toward the dorm and was calling for help.
Okay.
Immediately as it started.
Once again, do you have anybody that can witness what you're saying?
There were 7 kids in that room.
So he pointed out 2 kids that might be a potential witness.
Okay.
Do you know a TJ and do you know a Kyle?
I know TJ, yes.
You know TJ.
There's 2 TJs, so I'm not sure which TJ.
Okay. What about Kyle?
Yes, I know them both. They're in that room.
Okay. Kyle was in the room because he.
I think there was 7 of them
Okay.
in that room. I don't remember who.
He's saying
I
that-
think it's Kyle's room.
Kyle's room.
But Kyle and TJ, TJ I don't really know. He's a new kid.
Okay.
Kyle is a kid we have frequent problems with. this.
Okay.
Lying and with assaults and stuff.
Okay.
And it's a lot just because of the history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, it's, you know, and you could verify, you could talk to Mr. Cherry. It's, you know,
We're not disputing anything.
yeah,
We're just trying to figure out what happened.
I know.
And did anything previously happen today with a fellow named Isaiah?
I'm trying to think which the kids are. I've had issues with the kids all day long. One had a lighter and was lighting, and I said, "Give me the lighter." They were like passing it around, and finally I called Mr. Cherry. Mr. Cherry got the lighter. And then there were other incidents where when I was walking, they were throwing stuff at me. You know, call Mr. Cherry again to come down. So that's just what's been happening this morning. You know, but it's stupid shit. It's kids thing. You know, I just try not to let it bother me.
So does Mr. Cherry have a better rapport with them, or he's just
Yeah,
been here
he's
longer?
been here forever. He's
Okay,
the
so they
overall-
respect him more?
Oh yeah. He walked in that door, he closed the door and talked to him, and I just backed off. You know.
Understood.
That's why he's the man. He runs the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. So and he's the one that said, "I gotta send you home," and I said, "All right, you know, I get it." His son was working. His son got in the same situation. They had to fire his son. You know, these are the situations we go with.
I understand.
You know, that's why I just tell you, I worked law enforcement and corrections for years, and I know based by the way that the way that they were in the room, and the way that the things were happening, and the way he came at me, it just felt it was like planned. You know, like looking for a way to instigate, get under my skin to see how I would react. But
Gotcha.
you know,
So just to reiterate and wrap up, you are denying spitting on him, and you are denying
denying it,
punching him in the
completely.
face.
Yes, completely denying.
But we at this moment we don't have any explanation as to why he would have an injury on his face.
I don't know. If you ask me, you know, if they were gonna think that I would not be shocked if the kid hit himself in order to make it look right. I'm not saying. I guess I know you can't say it, but you know, that's I know I didn't put my hands on him, other than just sort of blocking him when he came at me. You know.
And where did you physically block him? Like in his
Like up here,
chest,
like
midsection?
what are you doing? Like up here.
Okay.
You know, that's why, because that's the way we were instructed.
Understand.
More like that, and then to sort of get the kids and just hold them. But I wasn't going with. He's a bigger kid. He's strong. You know, I was just trying to get away from him. You know.
Okay. All right. We're gonna just talk to a couple more people and then just hang out. We should be almost done. Okay. So just we'll come grab you.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Cherry?
Yeah, I got the food. Can you come over there and keep behind it?
Okay, yeah.
I can get a keep behind it.
No, just could you step out? Just tell Joe to come to you right quick. Okay.
Do you have a driver's license number? Since your information
I
from?
don't have it on, but I know my number. I know my number. I just don't have it
You
on.
know your driver's license
Yeah.
number? Okay, go
What
ahead.
do you want me to tell the come?
No, just tell Joe to come to the kitchen with you while I'm talking to the sheriff right now.
Mr. Cherry, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay, and I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
place you under oath.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. The time now is 12:52, and the statement is in reference to. One second.
You put down now. We'll get that in a moment.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
get one. Sorry,
Okay.
I apologize. Yeah.
I done did this so many times.
Yeah. It's in reference to case number. Are you currently under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Do you know the meaning of the word perjury?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so perjury can be committed by telling lies or not telling everything, so omitting information while under oath. Perjury is a crime in the state of Florida. Do you understand what I've explained
Yes,
to you
sir.
about perjury?
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Prior to taking this form statement, I'm going to place you under oath. Can you please raise your right hand?
Mm-hmm.
Do you swear to affirm the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Sir, can you tell me what happened that you can relate?
I don't know. All I know is I got called to the dorm, and everything's in uproar.
Okay.
Okay, so as you know, running this campus, if a kid comes to you and says the staff hits them, now you know you have to consider what's being said, but that's a pretty strong allegation. And then when I saw his eye, I called the staff over here immediately, and I told them, "You got to go home." I said, because in that situation, as far as being caregivers, we can't allow you out here. But then the kid wanted to, well, we had to call you guys in a situation like that, so I wanted him to wait and write a statement. I didn't see anything, but I've had other kids come to me that said they saw him hit him too. Now, Mr. Jarrett said it didn't happen that way. You got two different stories, but the kid has a lump on his eye. And he has 3 or 4 kids that said they saw Mr. Jarrett hit him.
Okay. Does Mr. Jarrett have any history of having any kind of issues with his?
No, not since he's been here. No issue.
How long has he been working here? Is he a fairly new employee?
Probably about 3 months.
3 months?
If that,
Okay.
2 or 3
So
months.
maybe even less.
Yeah, maybe even less.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you have kids that saw him punch?
Yeah, they
you?
came to, yes.
What kids?
Chris was one of them, and then what was the other kid? I can't think of them. But they came to the office and told me I was going to have you guys speak to them.
Yeah, we're gonna need to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously you didn't see
No,
what
I
happened.
didn't. No.
But based off what you got, what you've been told, what you
Right.
saw, what do you think happened? And obviously we're asking your opinion because you know everybody here.
Yeah.
You know how everything goes.
Well, he's been having trouble all morning.
When
I
you
had
say
to go over there
who
to
is he?
Mr. Jarrett.
He's been having.
Yeah, I had to go over there twice, and the kids are just in an uproar, throwing stuff at him. And he worked last night, so I know he's frustrated. Now, I'm not saying, that's the reason, but just from what I saw, I've had to go over there a couple of times just to calm the kids down. And I mean, they're just throwing stuff at him, spraying water on him, and they've been complaining this morning. Mr. Jarrett, this, Mr. Jarrett, this, so I don't know about that, but I just know the atmosphere has been really, really crazy in there. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw the kid's eye, I saw it. And I took a picture of it before you even got here, because that's my job.
Can we see the picture that you took? I want to see if it looks any different.
Okay, I'm going to go get my phone, all right? It's over in my home.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So we'll get the statement. We will talk to one of these witnesses who saw it happen, see what these kids say, and go from there. My inclination, based at this moment, I think the staff member did punch him.
I think the same. Yeah.
I think that this guy, he's having a hard time adjusting to this position. He's nervous, he's on probation, he doesn't want to get in trouble, and he's trying to brush this off because he knows he messed up. I'm not making an accusation, we still got to do our due diligence, but based off what we're getting so far, I think that's what happened.
I'm getting the same feeling. The
Oh,
same
you are?
vibe. I am in the same.
Okay.
Same vibe. Yeah.
Because if you're not, let me know.
No, I totally am.
Okay.
And I was going to mention that to you.
Okay.
The only thing else I want to get on here is his position, Mr. Cherry's position as the administrator.
And with these statements, obviously this takes a skill to develop over time, but once they give their initial, we still want to dig a little deeper, ask a lot of follow-up questions.
Okay.
I noticed that you're a little quick to just end the statement, but we want to get more details.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Cherry, you're still under oath, and I'm just going to ask, just for the record, can you just tell me what your position is at the camp, at the
I'm the
facility?
senior team leader.
Senior team leader.
Senior
Okay.
team leader, yeah.
Basically, the administrator for today.
Yes,
You're in
sir.
charge. You're
Yes,
the
sir.
person in
Yes,
charge.
sir. Mhm.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Okay, let me show y'all that. Let's see.
We're just trying to see if it looks different on, because we took a photo too.
Okay.
And yours
okay.
is probably fresher.
Because I wanted the picture
Ooh,
taken.
that's
Yeah.
different, yeah. Oh,
And see,
yeah.
when I saw that, I gotta.
Can I just hold that up to
Yeah,
the camera?
absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta.
Can we provide you an email to send that to us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks.
Yeah, that's why I took
Looks
it as
more
soon as
fresh
it
on
happened. Yeah.
Can I take a picture of it with
Yes,
my phone
yes,
as
sir.
well?
Mhm.
Okay.
Anything you need.
Thank you.
I mean, I hate the whole thing that happened. But
Let me
I gotta
ask-
do my job,
Let's
though.
talk about the kid. This kid.
Okay.
What's the deal with him? Is he a good
He's
kid?
he's an aggressive kid,
Aggressive.
but he's very respectful to staff. He gets in fights with kids. He's been very respectful to staff.
Never
though.
was that.
No, we never have an issue. His issue is he gets in trouble in school and beats somebody up and gets suspended.
How long has this kid been here?
Here, almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, he's been
Okay.
here for a
Never
while.
any issues with staff.
No. It was never disrespectful to us.
Okay.
It's just his issue. He goes to school and he beats
Right.
up somebody over a girl,
Yeah.
and then he gets suspended. So
Okay.
that's the only thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
What about the witnesses that he's saying? What are those? Would those kids be like reliable witnesses?
Well, one of them I know for sure because he just got here. Chris, he came up to me and he's like, "That was wrong what he did." I was like, "What do you mean?" Just wanted him to talk. And he
Yeah.
said he hit him.
So Chris saw it for
Yeah,
sure?
yeah, he saw it for sure.
And you said there was the one that might have seen it.
Yeah, I think it's TJ. Yeah, TJ or Kyle.
Because
But
he gave us possible witnesses of TJ and Kyle. The
Okay,
kid.
yeah, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle was one of the ones but I know Chris. Chris came
Chris
up
for
to talk
sure.
to me. Yeah,
He came up to
he's
you.
the one who came to me.
So
Yeah.
we want to talk to him. Then.
Okay.
Well, but let's finish up.
Okay. All right.
And did they also mention something about a fellow named Isaiah, that something might have happened earlier today?
That was over a phone. But what did they? I mean, Isaiah got upset over a phone. We got his phone back.
Just
Now,
that,
I don't know if
just that they were arguing again into it. The staff
Oh,
member.
so I don't know about that. I don't know. Oh, they talking about Isaiah and Mr. Jarrett.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I
Okay.
don't know about that.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of or you want to say that you haven't said so far?
I just hate these situations, though. So I just hate, for
I
the
agree.
staff and for the kid, And you have to, I got to do my job. I mean,
Absolutely.
just,
You have a responsibility.
that's right.
Yeah.
I have to.
I understand totally.
I
Yeah.
didn't do this, I did that. I'm listening to him, but I got to hear the kid. And then again, what I see.
Kid's got a shine on his face.
That's right. I see it. Like he didn't just hit his head on the door.
Right.
Come on. The sheriff want to talk to you. So.
How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Why don't you take a seat for us? You're not in trouble, by the way.
Hey, you want to trouble?
I just want to preface that. Okay.
Chris, we're just going to ask you a couple of questions. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Chris. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And are you ready for the questions? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Okay. Do you know what the meaning of the word perjury is?
No.
Okay. Perjury can be committed by telling lies or admitting information while under oath. What that means is if you lie to me or you forget to tell me something on purpose, that's called perjury. That's another way of lying. Okay? So in the state of Florida, if you lie to me or if you know something and you don't tell me it, that's called perjuring yourself, and that's a criminal offense in the state of Florida. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you to take a sworn statement, and I'm going to ask you to do a few things. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Would you mind raising your right hand? And I'm going to ask you, do you swear or affirm the statement you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you. Okay, can you please tell me what happened today, what you witnessed, what you saw?
The man hit the boy.
The man hit the boy, okay. All right, the man in question is Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
And
And
the-
the boy fought back.
and the boy fell back,
Fought back.
fought back. Can you tell me the circumstances surrounding the man hitting the boy? Like what happened? What did you see? What caused him to hit it? What happened? What
Well-
transpired?
Joseph said he wasn't staying in his room.
Okay.
And the man kept on trying to force him to stay in his room.
And how did he try to force him?
Like pushing him in there, closing the door on him. Pushed the door back because they hit his shoulder.
Okay. Okay. And so, strike the counselor, Mr. Jarrett, at all? Did he hit him?
Yes.
But-
He hit him in the head.
Who hit who first?
The man hit at first because
And-
he hit him in the. Because when he sent the door from him, he put up his hands, and he just fought back.
Okay, so can we simulate? So from standing right here and I'm in the room, he's trying to close the door. Is that what you're
And
telling me?
The door hits his shoulder.
The door hit his shoulder. And then what happened?
To push the door open,
So push the door open, then what did Mr. Jarrett do?
he puts his hands up.
He put his hands up? Like,
Yes,
to-
and Jesse told him not to put his hands up.
okay. And then who hit who?
The
And you said he hit him where?
in the shoulder. No, in the face.
In the face. How many times?
I don't know.
Do you know if he hit him with like a punch, an open fist, a slap?
Because he has a mark right here in his face.
Okay, and where in the face? Do you know where he hit him on the face?
You can see where he hit him in the face.
Okay.
Because he's a mark right there.
Joseph hit the man back. Do you know how many times he hit him back?
He has a few times.
Okay, and where did he hit the man back, Mr.
the
Jarrett?
head.
In the head? He hit him back in the head a couple of times?
Where were you when you saw this? Were you in the hallway? Were you in the
I
room?
was in the living room.
You were in the living room?
Yeah.
Okay. And how far away is the living room from where they were at?
I wouldn't say that far because I was not that.
Would you say, is it like this far away? Is it double this distance? Is it towards to the
You
door?
double this distance.
Double the distance of this?
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything obstructing your view, or it was just you and they were in the hallway, or were they in the room?
Some people were in my way, yes.
Some people were in your way? How many people were in your way?
Like a person.
One person?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to keep moving.
You had to keep moving?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Like to see what was happening.
Okay, so you wanted to see what was happening and people were like rushing over?
Yes.
So you're kind of trying to, peek your head on through?
Yes.
Okay. And when you say they were hitting each other, was that in the room or in the hallway?
In the hallway.
In the hallway. Okay. And what about, who was the person in front of you?
Person in front of me.
Yeah, because you said there was someone in front of you who also would have seen what happened, correct?
I don't know their name.
You don't know their name?
Took me a while to remember his name.
What it look like? What it look like? What's the if you don't know the name, well, can you describe what it looked like though? Who's standing in front of you, Chris? Short, tall.
I mean, he was in my way, so he was taller than me.
White, black. They're going one though?
Close that door.
Going one kid?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to describe to them. You have to tell them. Now, you can point them out though. Once we get through, you can point them out if they saw anything what you saw.
I mean, some of the dope kids did see what I saw, and they are witnesses.
Okay.
The
You can
man,
ask every dorm kid. They
The-
would say that the man hit him.
the man that hit the boy, how far away was he? Was he like, can you tell me how many feet away? Was he this close? Was he this close? Was he up in his
He was
face?
about that close.
This close?
Yes.
Were they both standing facing each other?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying the man punched the boy.
Yes.
Do you remember which hand?
No.
Okay. But you for sure saw that happen.
Yes. He did hit the boy.
Okay.
Do you know if there was any history between Jared and Joseph prior to
No,
this?
I wasn't here long enough to know that.
How long have you been here?
What, probably about a couple weeks, probably?
I think it was like a week and a half.
Okay, yeah, we can have. I said about a couple weeks. Yeah.
Have you had any issues with this staff member, the man that we're talking about?
No, I just met this man
You just met him. Okay. When did you meet him?
last night.
Last night?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you think of him?
I don't like him
Why is that?
because he lied to me.
He lied to you? What did he lie to you about?
He said that Joseph hit him first, and everybody else says that Joseph did.
Oh, so he lied to you about this specific incident?
Yes.
Okay. Did you tell him that you saw it happen?
Yes. No, I didn't.
You did not.
No.
Okay. But you told Mr. Cherry?
Yes, I told Mr. Cherry and I think it was Mr. James.
Yeah, I think he was in there with me. Yeah. When he came.
Okay. What made you come and tell Mr. Cherry what you saw? What made you
Because I
lie?
hate liars.
Because you hate liars. Okay. And he was lying about what happened?
Yes.
Okay. And what you're saying is 100% the truth?
Yes.
You don't have any reason to lie to us?
No.
The reason why I ask is because there's a lot of consequences if you're telling us the truth. We want to make sure we're not. I've never met you before. You seem like a very nice kid, and I don't see any reason why you would lie to us. But I need you to know that it's very important to tell the truth to police. Okay?
Okay.
If for whatever reason maybe you're not sure or you think that's what happened, we need to know that. But if you're saying 100% that's what happened, then we also need to know that.
I'm about 80% sure that's what happened.
You're 80% sure. Okay. What's the 20%? Why do you think that might not have happened?
Because I had just walked into the door when it happened, and I don't know if one of them hit each other. Well,
Okay.
Did you physically see Mr. Jared
yes.
hit him?
Yes. I saw him swing the fist.
You saw him physically hit him.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're saying you're for 100% sure you saw him hit him, then why are you saying 80%?
I'm saying 80% for hit him first.
Okay.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Did you talk to Joseph?
Yes, he said that the man hit him first, and he slammed the door on his shoulder, so he pushed it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the man put his hands up, and just told him to put his hands down.
Okay. So you're saying 80% because you're not sure who hit who first, but
Yes.
you're 100% sure you saw the staff member punch
Yes.
him. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we haven't asked you that you want to tell us?
No.
Okay.
Is everything you've told us up until this point 100% the truth?
Yeah.
And you do realize that if for some reason we find out that someone is lying, obviously there's consequences to lying to police. You do understand that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all. We just want to make sure. Mike, you got anything?
No, I do not. Okay, this concludes the interview with Mr.
Can I buy your flashlight?
Second.
Can I buy your flashlight?
Can you buy my flash? I need it, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, man.
I'll let you see it in a minute. Want to see it? There you go.
It's very bright. Don't put it in your face.
Yeah.
It has
He puts it in his face.
There you go.
See the tail light? You can hold it that way too. You can do it like that.
Does it go in brighter settings?
Yeah, it does. Has a couple brighter settings, yeah. It's rechargeable, so it's works pretty good.
Yeah, how much would that be?
He's just trying to get a deal. He's a businessman right now.
Yeah, probably if it's rechargeable, it's probably $130.
Yeah.
I get allowances coming. I got
You
you.
don't get that much. You don't get that much.
All right, thank you very much.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you, buddy.
Chris.
Appreciate it. All right, we're gonna make a phone call real quick. All right, we called our supervisor. We let them know what we had.
Okay.
He's gonna go. Okay. I wanted to let you know before we did anything, but that's the way it's gonna go.
Yeah. I was gonna send him too. He's not allowed to have it.
Yeah, but he's gonna go with us.
Okay.
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 You got any questions?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we're just going to ask you a couple more questions. All right, can you come over here for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So these are my questions. Is there anything you'd like to tell us?
No.
Is there anything you've omitted from telling us earlier?
No.
Okay.
What are you on probation for?
I was walking my 5-year-old to school, and I was on the school property, and a guy in a Mercedes hit me, and when I turned around after I got hit, I kicked his car, so I got charged with criminal mischief because it was over $1,000 in damage.
Okay.
So that's it. I'm about a year in.
All right, okay.
You know,
We were just curious.
Yeah. Okay.
that's it.
So basically, we've done our due diligence, we've conducted an investigation, and at this point, sir, I'm going to ask you to turn around, please. Give me your hands.
What am I being charged with?
It's gonna be battery on juvenile. So we have witnesses that state that you did punch the juvenile in the face. So, got it?
1 second.
Yeah.
I don't want to pinch you. There you go.
All right, buddy, it's not, just remember it's probable cause, okay? And that's what the court system's for. Doesn't mean you're guilty. Just we gotta do our job based on what we have.
But now I'm on probation.
Well, that I have nothing to do with the probation part.
The probation will be handled by the probation officer, and they will do it.
So, sir, I'm going to just read you a couple of things. I'm going to read you your rights. Okay, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court. You have the right to speak with a lawyer for advice before you ask any questions and to have him or her present during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. After the warning, Sir, do you understand each of the rights I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to us now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask you to come with me.
Is this your backpack?
Yeah,
that
and
your
stuff.
phone?
Can you take stuff out of my pocket and put it in there?
Well,
Just-
we'll
Wait, yeah,
take
just-
everything
Is that
out, but it's
okay?
gonna go with
Okay.
it.
I'm just
Yeah,
going
just put it in the bag.
Okay.
Sure. I don't have any weapons.
Do you have anything
No,
on you
sir.
that'll poke me?
No,
Sting me?
I have a
We'll do
vape
it in
pen
the
in my car. That's it.
Oh, in the car, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Can you grab that cup? Is that part of my cup?
okay, watch your step. Okay.
You want me to put it somewhere for you?
Huh?
You want me to put it there?
Is my stuff coming? Yeah.
Okay, watch your step coming down here.
Is my phone, can you see if I got my phone?
He's going to check you.
Yeah, we're gonna
There's a guard here.
Okay. Is there any way you could get in touch with my son's mom? Because I'm supposed to be picking him up. Yeah, let me give you the number.
Okay, I know there's a tire next to you. We're going to move that. So just, mind just turn around and have a seat in there. Put your head. Go ahead.
Can I ask you, I gotta pee. Is there any way I could just even stay down here and pee? Or, because I know I may be in booking for
He
a while.
needs to pee.
Is there any way I could... I just,
It's too late.
unless,
I'm sorry,
I
it's
could
too late.
wait till the jail, I mean.
I'm sorry, it's too late at this point, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize. I wish I could accommodate you.
I know.
All right, let me just reach around you.
The former children's caretaker faces battery on a juvenile. If you liked this video, check out these body cams.